Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing absolutely amazing tonight. I felt very called for the second time today to sit down and record you something, but this is very different. I felt strongly called to do a divine masculine reading. So this is going to be for the divine masculine, um, just kind of words of advice. And this is about, basically what your divine feminine is going through and dealing with in your absence, while you're healing, whatever is going on with you. Oh, crap. Yeah. So this will kind of go over some things for the divine masculine. Okay. I can tell you right now that your divine feminine is tired of overgiving. And she's working on her shadow. She's working very hard on herself right now. She's handling herself spiritually with the mystic out here. And the hunter, she's going after what she wants. In all regards, 1, 2, 3, as I look up, she is moving forward. And I'm going to go into those archetypes a little more, but this is exactly what I'm drawing off them intuitively as I am sitting here. So there's some heavy spiritual work going on in the background. Work that you don't see, and it could be prompting you to do your work too. I don't know. I would hope so. Because these type of connections are catalysts for change, not just for one person, but for both. And when I call out to the divine masculine, it does not mean men. It's an energy. So if you identify as the divine masculine, you are who I am talking to. If you identify with the divine feminine, I'm talking about your divine masculine. All right. I have some information a little bit further into the reading, so stick around for that, an announcement. Oh crap, I just dropped a bunch of cards on the floor. No, actually not. The starfish, a tiger, divine feminine. Interesting. I'm going to take those. I wasn't planning on using that deck. Since they fell off, we're going to talk about them, I guess. Oh, got crap just falling all over the place. Bear with me a minute. Okay. Let's pull off of this deck. I'm going to shuffle one more time. And I'm going to put back to the front. And we're going to pull a few cards from this deck. This is what you need to do. This could be about what you need to be working on, or, what you find yourself going through. This could be in relation to what your divine feminine is going through or working on. I'm not taking all those cards. We'll take that one. Oh, there's 2 there. Okay. I'm going to take the bottom of the deck, whatever that is. All right. We're going to look at them, and then we're going to get a divine masculine, divine feminine, divine masculine reunited. A couple of cards here from this deck. There's another deck that I want to get that is very, very much, it's calling out to me. I just have to find it. It's in one of my drawers right here beside me. I will find it. Bear with me. I think this one's going to be really juicy. I just felt I was kind of ruminating on my way home tonight. And I felt like Spirit was saying that this needed to be done. Spirit, what? Okay. Spirit, what? That card. Yeah, interesting. God of protection. I feel called to tell you that this is a divinely protected union. Even if things are going to shit right now. Okay. That one flipped. I'll take these. Alright. But your divine feminine is with the goddess of destruction. She's jumping completely into her divine feminine power at this time. Like, she's not putting up with any bullshit. So don't bring it. I would highly recommend not. Don't come in before you're ready. Handle your business out here. And again, I'm going to read these as spirit provides information, because again, this could be what your divine feminine is going through. It could also be things that you need to be focused on yourself, or maybe things you're going through. I almost never do these. Almost never. And I really, really strongly felt like I needed to tonight. Spirit, please tell me what the divine masculine needs to know tonight. What does the divine masculine need to know tonight? What does the divine masculine need to know tonight? Anything from this deck? I'm going to shuffle this deck 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay. All right. Let's start with what we've got here. Loss. You may be feeling loss. You may be feeling that your divine feminine is moving away from you, and she's going on her own path and her own journey. This shows a man standing there and a ship sailing away, and he's holding the rope that would have anchored that boat in place. It's like the boat is moving off into the sunset. You may be feeling like you've lost the only thing that mattered. You know, the one that got away. You may be feeling like your divine feminine is moving on to calmer waters with someone else. This man just looks like, oh my God. You may be feeling anxious, like you have to hurry up and do something, whatever your something is, whether that's healing or whatever, or to rush in before you're ready, or to make an advancement, towards your divine feminine, because you feel like you're losing, you're going to lose her forever, lose them forever. I'm going to read that in a minute. Curious to see what we have here. Fear. You have fear, you have loss, you have God of action. Just as I was just saying, goddess of destruction and God of protection. You may feel like you need to protect your divine feminine, but with your divine feminine and having the goddess of destruction here, she's on a rampage, honey. She's on a big rampage. She's not going to settle for anything less than the best. If you try to bring her breadcrumbs at this point, she'll probably cuss you out. Probably. I mean, highly likely. So I would highly recommend to you not to come in unless you are coming in as the god of action. Overcoming that fear and not going in and out, because you will lose her. She will move on to another, a soulmate, high level soulmate, because the divine is saying, get it together. Do what you need to do, or you're going to lose. And it will be a loss that you will not recover from. For sure. I'm going to read those cards in a few minutes. Doing energy check off of this first soul group. You're getting ready to unite with members of your soul family. And your person is most likely your soul family. You're being asked to have faith in the unseen. The divine is asking you to take a leap of faith in the right direction toward your divine feminine. Guys, seriously, inner child. The divine is asking you to finally allow healing for that inner child because it's broken. It's extremely broken. Those wounds need healing. Because your divine feminine absolutely loves you and adores you, and your inner children speak to each other, but they can't be in a wounded place. You have to allow healing. Your divine feminine is healing. She's out here doing, things to better herself and learning what her wounding is and healing it and releasing it. And this is probably in your soul prompting you to do the same. Seeker of the truth. You may be soul searching. Woo. Boy, dark night of the freaking soul. I cannot make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. You're going through a dark night of the freaking soul. Unbelievable. Wow. The dark night of the soul strips everything from you. Everything. People you thought were for you, turns out they weren't. Turns out they freaking weren't. Family, you just aren't getting along with anyone anymore. Your old friends, they just don't seem to make any sense to you, and you're just not relating to them anymore. Jobs don't feel fulfilling. They're probably not very much paying the bills. You're probably trying to transition into something else, but you're finding yourself real stuck. And you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on with the seeker of truth. But the divine, again, I will say, with this unwavering faith card, is calling you. Calling you. You're probably having dreams, downloads of all sorts, to have unwavering faith and take the first step in your healing journey. Find your soul group. Allow your divine feminine to be there with you. If you need time, tell her that. Don't fight this. The more you fight it, the longer you delay. Don't be like me and wait forever to heal your inner child and to really develop who you are and to step into the divine's light and find the amazing things in life. Don't wait. It's not worth it. There's too many amazing things in life that you're going to pass up if you don't. If that's all you hear and you click off, I'm glad. This is less about her and more about you, but I can promise you she's doing her inner healing as well. And yeah, it feels like the Fool card in the tarot, like taking a leap of faith in the tarot. The Fool card shows somebody about ready to fall off of a cliff, to take a jump. Can't see what's in front of them. And the thing about it is, that's scary. That's scary. And when you do it, it's exhilarating and it's amazing. And beautiful things come to fruition and blessings happen. But you have to take a leap of faith. You can't worry about what the world says. You can't worry about what your broken parent says. You can't take guidance from people who aren't happy, who you suspect will never actually be happy. You're getting nudges. God is like, hey, hey, you might be seeing your divine feminine's name here and there, their car, or their, kids' names, or whatever. And it's driving you crazy. And you're like, what the hell is going on? It's everything you think it is. Everything you think it is. Except the negatives. All the things that you, in 51555, as I looked up on the timer, 555 means change. Extreme change. All the things you fantasize about your divine feminine, they're beautiful and they would be a part of your everyday life if you would allow yourself to heal and accept good things in your life. But if you can't accept good things in your life because you're so rooted in devastation and the things that you grew up with that were dysfunctional, you'll only ever settle. You'll never really know what it is to have that level of joy in your life. 42 could be significant number to you. 4-2 or 2-4, April 2nd or February 4th, July 1st or the 7th of January, or 71, 64, June 4th, or April 6th, or April 8th, or August 4th. 1, 3, 8, 6, 8, 5, 3, or 3, 5 also. All right, let's get into this. Let's read a little bit. I'm really anxious to get into this divine. Actually, these are really very much telling. But this is Goddess of Destruction, Kali. Okay, this is going to describe, well, a couple things. Let's talk about it. Let me read to you before I give any more insight, because this may speak to some things that you need to know as well. And it talks about it in the first person in this book. I have been known as a scary guide to work with. Instead, think of me as a mother figure who is not afraid to dish out the tough love. You could have had a mom that really brought correction in the wrong way. But your divine feminine also dishing out some tough love to you, maybe just because she's fed up, And she could still be very loving about it, but firm. Think of me as a mother figure who is not afraid to dish out the tough love to bring in the corrections that are of the highest benefit to my children. I am the goddess of destruction, but let me tell you this, there is no destruction of you, of your soul. Although you may change shape or form, the core of who you are remains underneath. And that is what the divine is calling out for you to do, to destroy the illusion of what you grew up with, because it was false. You were indoctrinated in a lot of ways that don't serve you anymore. They're false. Man up. Don't cry. You're a baby. You have to do this. You have to do that in order to be worthy. Bullcrap. You are of the divine. You have the divine within. You are already worthy. But you do need to destroy some of the ways that you've learned to live your life. It's time to lay them down. Although you may change shape or form, the core of who you are remains underneath. In spite of the things you experience that seem like failures from your vantage point, they're not failures, they're lessons. You may not feel good enough because you've been told as a child that makes you a failure, but it isn't. It's a lesson. In fact, the core of who you are can often be buried underneath layers of debris, restricting your energy. All that is being destroyed is that which is holding you back from being the most shining version of yourself that you can be. What I ask of you is to begin making beautiful art out of the dirt in your life. So all of the things that you've gone through are for the betterment of someone else. You need to use your lessons to guide others. You're being called to do that. Take the things that seem like a hindrance and unnecessary pain and use them as something, some type of a transformational tool to rebuild something entirely new. Just as I'm featured in my card, standing head held high amongst the rubble of an earthquake, deciding what I'm going to build on this brand new foundation. Knock it down to build it again. In your relationship with your divine feminine, start fresh. Tell the truth. If you've deceived her, deluded her, stabbed her in the back, betrayed her, tell her. Sort through it. Build something fresh from a firm foundation. It can be done. Knowing that it was time for everything to come crumbling down, to bring down the stagnant energies and strength and gumption and ego. Time to destroy the ego. Because living in ego and worrying about what other people think, instead of living in your divine light, that's not what you're called to do. That's of the world. That's what the world would have you believe to dim your light, to make you less than you are here to be, which is amazing. But you're not going to ascend to that point unless you lay that ego down. Lay that searching for something outside of yourself down. You're never going to find it. It's like a heroin addict trying to chase that high that they got the first time. They're never going to find it again. Just like if you lose your divine feminine, you're never going to find someone like her again. You are twin flame. You are two souls in different bodies. You're meant to do big things here. God of action. Let's talk about it. We have no more goddesses. We have only gods. We have Anubis, god of protection. I want to talk to you about that too. God of protection. I've read this one before. Hello. I have stepped forward today to extend to you some healing energies of alchemy surrounding the state of the masculine. I am an avatar of the protective nature of the masculine, and it sorrows me to see the feminine feel so unfamiliar with this aspect of him. You have not protected your divine feminine. And it sorrows me that the feminine feels so unfamiliar with this aspect of him. Many women in your time have not experienced the protection of the men around her enough times for it to be a connection she runs at the forefront of her mind. First, I extend a loving embrace to her and hear her cries of pain. I'm affiliated with the energy of balance. You need balance in your life. It's something you've been lacking, along with protection. So I bring our attention back to the fact that for every wounding experienced by one side, the other has a mirrored wound. It has hurt the feminine to feel the abandonment and feelings of not being supported, and it has also hurt the masculine himself. The forebears of this were living from their shadow side. The members of the patriarchy who created this energy did so out of fear and were not tapping into the true essence of themselves or source. This was painful for them. It created a template that continued for some, and the ones that didn't conform to this type of behavior, continued being protective and tender, have been left to deal with the fallout. Our men that are healed are protective and tender. It's a balance of both. It's okay to be tender. Many men carry subconscious guilt and shame that have been told by society that men hurt women and are not to be trusted. This is a cross that many innocent men have had to bear. And when I say men and women, let's go with masculine and feminine. And it's very hard to read like that, so I apologize. You know what I mean? So take it as it resonates, guys, okay? We have Thor, god of action. It is I, Thor, and I have come to you today to assist you in learning how to become a being of action. The masculine is innately aligned with making things happen on the physical plane. And you know what? Because you're not there for her, she's stepping into her divine masculine way too much. And she's out of balance too because she cannot lean on her divine masculine. The masculine is innately aligned to make things happen on the physical plane. And each person holds the feminine and masculine energy within. The feminine in this time in particular is learning the lessons of practicing putting dreams into action. That is what your divine feminine is doing. She is making things happen in her life. She's coming into balance. But she would love to have the protection of the divine masculine. 2555 as I look up. I feel like I just said that. Maybe it was 1555. I keep looking up. Major changes happening, guys. And each person, okay, let's see. The feminine in this time in particular is learning the lessons of practicing putting dreams into action. Ideas are nothing without taking action. Like you can sit and think about and fantasize about what you'd like to do for the rest of your life, but guess what? It's never going to come to fruition because you're not putting it into action. Divine is telling you to take one step and clarity will come. You take one step, put one foot in front of the other, and as you take each additional step, divine will open up and guide you. It's okay to have unwavering faith, guys. It's okay. The divine can be trusted. It will not mislead you. The very nature of the energy we hold within is linked to our unique form of being. Our form of creation is connected to the sun, action, and is manifested in an extremely physical way. This is the mirror opposite for the feminine process of awakening through energies connected to the moon. Inner receptivity and intuition pulled down through spirit. For us, it is much more common, and for us, this is Thor speaking, so remember, it is much more common to experience our intuition in a very instinctual physical way through our bodies, putting our intuition straight into action. Therefore, our awakening may not be facilitated through spiritual healings and inner processing as much as the feminine. It still will happen for inner processings, though, to a degree. If we decline an invitation to participate in a meditation or healing session or similar, it doesn't mean we're not awakening and healing. Our awakening is experienced viscerally and somatically through our bodies, similar to the volcano erupting behind me. And the thing is, you may be feeling extremely exhausted right now. Like you just need to rest because you are so tired. But that is your body saying, I am sick and tired of being sick and freaking tired. So yes, rest is important, but feeling through those things is also important. Getting in touch with your divine feminine is as much important as it is feeling it somatically, right? You also need to balance out the divine feminine within, which means getting in touch with your feelings. It means dealing with the woundings. It means working on that inner child and that angry teenager that's within as well, who's being defiant about things. What is it being defiant? Ask yourself these questions. So, we've read all of those. Let's read fear, okay? And we'll move on. Although it may seem that hate is the opposite of love, it is in fact fear that counters love. Love is everything, the very energy that makes up every single thing in existence. And because God is everything and everything is God, this simply means that fear is forgetting that you are God, God within. Even for those who are, Christian leaning, God's within. It says so. You can't deny it. Now, this is okay. It's a part of human being, or being a human, or a human being. A natural part, in fact. The way to work through fear is to first feel it deeply. You can't avoid it and run from it and escape it and fill voids and play video games and Netflix and chill. Or smoke, or drink, or whatever it is that you're escaping with. You've got to actually stop and feel through it. The only way through it is through it. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. For fathers out there, mothers out there, you know what I'm talking about. The bear hunt song? Yeah. You have to go through it. This would seem contrary to the traditional advice of distraction and positive focus, yes? The thing is, feeling it with the intention of releasing it and acknowledging it creates a different energy to letting fear run its wild in your subconscious. Because I have a feeling that many of you at nighttime particularly are having a difficult time sleeping unless you use something to sleep. Because your subconscious mind is going nuts. It's like, it's just keeping you awake at night. And you don't want to think. And you must feel through these things. Allowing the parts of you that are scared to have a voice is the way to release them. Start by feeling the fear, wrap yourself in a blanket, do whatever you can to hold yourself through it. Then write a list of the reasons why you feel scared, and then write points for each of those original reasons until you have a master list of all the subconscious beliefs, memories, and thought constructs that you have surrounding the issue. And you know what's funny? I start Monday a class to become certified hypnotherapist to help with limiting beliefs. So while I cannot assist right now, I will be able to offer services at a later time. So just throwing that out there. If you need help, yeah. You may be surprised by what you find. Once you work through this list, discovering what you are holding in your somatic memory, you will be able to be in a place to tell yourself a new story, a new set of beliefs. Talk to the scared parts of you, explain as you would to a child, because you need to speak to your inner child. Subconscious is different from your inner child. They are two different things. They are. Because we have an angry teenager, we have an inner child that's hurting and scared and all that. And yes, you need to speak to those in your subconscious mind. Okay, so let me just explain one thing to you. I do this sleep hypnosis, right? And it's talking about creating large amounts of wealth, passively. And it's been the thing on these calls that we have calls a couple times a week, right? Everyone seems to go through this at some point. Those words are garbled and you can no longer hear them. The recording's not changing. There's nothing changing about the recording. It is your subconscious mind coming up to stop it. To say, no, 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 no. We don't believe that. It's not for us. Nope. And it's a safety mechanism. You got to remember, your subconscious mind, it deals with your heart. It regulates your blood. It regulates your breathing. It handles all things flight and fight, flight or fight or fight. Okay, you know what I mean. Because I'm not going to sit here for 18 hours to try and get it right. You know what I'm saying? All processes that are not the automatic processes that our body does is the job of the subconscious mind. It rules 95%. Our conscious mind is 5%. 5%. So, that said, that subconscious mind, you have to be able to be in agreement with your subconscious mind and allow it to release those things before you can actually hear things. But in the meantime, it's going to put up guards like, nope, we can't do it. No. It's a firm no. It's a hell no. You have to get in there with your subconscious mind and work through those things to say, hey, I would like to do this, and here's why it's a good idea. It's like a subliminal thing. You have to really go into kind of a place of trance and work through it. It's a process. Counselors can help you with that. There are some subliminals and stuff online that can help you with that. It's time to get it together. Yep. No, it's all for that. Okay. I want to talk about the loss here. The lost cards. Lost card. I don't want to run long. 3443, you could be mirroring a lot of the things that you're going through with your divine feminine. A man stands near a pier holding a frayed rope in his hand. As he looks out to sea, he realizes his beautiful sailboat is drifting further and further away from him. This card signals a time of loss for you. While it might be something minor, it could mean that someone you care about is slowly drifting away. There may even be a complete severing of ties in a romantic, family, or work relationship. This card could also signify a personal or financial loss. And the thing about it is, with the Dark Night of the Soul, you're probably losing a lot of shit. It's probably not one thing, it's probably multiple things. However, this loss manifests in your life. It's important that you address the difficulty with calm, self-loving clarity. Let yourself grieve. Vent your anger or do something about it and get it back. Turn to the supportive people and enjoyable activities in your life. Do not try and distract. Let yourself slowly take control and re-establish your power and peace of mind. Give it time and know that your soul has something even better coming your way. That goes for all things material and 3D, but it does not go for your divine feminine. You will not find. You might find someone who's suitable, but you're never going to find that second piece to your soul. You will forever regret losing that person forever and ever. So it would be my recommendation to you to get it together. Because you don't want her to be the one that gets away. I don't even think that I'm going to read these because they're very self-explanatory. There are probably some very good nuggets, but it's going to run so very long. Okay? But we have a soul group. Find people that can support you through it, and your divine feminine is part of your soul group. Seeker of truth. Find the truth of your situation and handle it. Take a leap of faith, guys. Take a freaking leap. Take a leap of faith. You have to take a leap of faith. Divine is calling you to do so. And Dark Night of the Soul, I may very well read that one. Just because not everybody knows what a Dark Night of the Soul is. But I do not want this to run for an hour. Because it's long. So, let's go. You're in the midst of a spiritual awakening. The dark night of the soul is a term used to describe a period of confusion, loneliness, and perhaps isolation. This sounds dark and it feels dark, but the truth is this is a period of your soul's development, and it's about spiritual transformation. Your ego and your higher consciousness are at war, and the battle is a grueling one. The struggle takes place in the uncomfortable territory, a middle ground where you cannot go back to the old ways of being, and you're not ready to progress into the new ways of being yet either. It may even feel as if you are temporarily stuck. Your pain is very present, and no matter what you do, you cannot seem to break free of this mental and emotional prison. This card has arrived today to assure you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Not only will you make it through this dark night, but you will come out of it completely transformed. You will, without a shadow of a doubt, know who you really are. Your ego is going to step aside and let the real you come forward. And when it does, you will be fully awakened to your true self and in your power. You will be in your emperor energy. And that is beautiful. It is a beautiful energy. You will be fully okay with yourself as you are, as you develop and you continue to make the changes. Okay, let's go with the archetypes, guys. The shadow. I'm anxious. Okay, let me get to table of contents. The shadow, 117. That breaks down to a 9. 9s are personal development. We are in the year of the 9. It is the time. A lot of people, we're in the age of Aquarius too. It is time to start doing it. Okay, the unspeakable, the unwelcome, the denied. Although every card in the archetypes deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, made right through effort and achievement. However, it's typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of our shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate from the whole. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When this card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things that you've been denying. When the mind responds with no, anything but that, you're touching shadow. So push through it. 3939 on the timer as I look that up. Angel number. No, anything but that, you're touching it in shadow. Find support for this deep inner work with your soul group. Find freaking support for this. And move toward the shadow with patience and compassion. When in light, revealing unconscious aspects of the self and world. When in dark, denying unconscious aspects of the self and world. Go deeper. There's a book. I'm assuming it's a book. Owning Your Shadow by R. Johnson. In the shadow of the gods are the very gods themselves. Reflect on this statement by James Hillman in A Blue Fire. In the shadow of the gods are the very gods themselves. What do you despise about yourself? By answering, you move towards shadow. Contemplate the following scientific observation. The closer an object, a person, place, or community is to the light, the longer the shadow it casts. All right. Let's go to, what do we got? This came out and this was amazing. I mean, this really is speaking the dark night of the soul, the shadow. You have shadow work to do. Get it together. Get it together. It's hard, but it's worth it. It is so freaking worth it. It's not even funny. We have the offering. I have it here. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed it, it's time for something to be given and given up. For the sake of the bigger picture, if nothing comes to mind immediately, it's probably a habit, a limiting belief, and you need to start giving. Your divine feminine isn't going to take less than your best. You have to come with more. You cannot continue to give a limited amount, a little bit, a crumb here and there. No, thank you. No, thank you, because we don't want that. We don't want it a bit. Not at all. We're not willing to accept it anymore. We may have started out that way, but we've been doing our healing and we're good. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it likely will, take time in meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One thing leads to the other. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. If there's a gift you've been thinking of giving someone special, now is the time. Another message. Once a week, Gandhi gave up speaking for a day, offering himself to divine silence. The offering can come in all shapes and sizes. You know, a cactus, a little plant. I don't know. Whatever. When in light, generosity, donation, volunteering. When in dark, giving with expectations and keeping track. Go deeper, Odin's sacrifice of his eye in Norse mythology. You could take a look at that. Let's look. We've got the mystic and the hunter. Let's see. The mystic. The mystic is often misunderstood in our culture, depicted as a wandering or lighthearted daydreamer. Yet like Shiva, the true mystic plays a critical role in society, remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation, very scorpionic energy. In order to save the earth from darkness, Shiva swallows the poison of the world and holds it in his throat, slowly transmuting the liquid into nectar. This is the work of the mystic. They do not fear darkness, but rather sit in the presence of it, harness the potential and latent energy behind it, and embed it with light. They are patient and prudent change makers seeking growth above all else. Unanswerable questions are the mystic's lifeblood. The mystic revels in mystery, in the great riddle of life, dancing with the forces of light and dark upon its wings. It may seem that the mystic is inward facing, yet its light beams back to the world with the strength of 1,000 stars. When in light, remover of darkness, visionary, ageless, When dark, expects results, seeks attention and recognition. Go deeper, Zen, poetry, Murakami novels. I'm not sure what that is. Zen Koans, Koans. Don't know what that is, but yeah, Google it. Dr. Google is your friend. All right, then we have just the one more. That's the hunter. The hunter hunts. They are on a precise mission with an aim. To return home empty-handed would be to fail, which is not an option in the hunter's eyes. This archetype will journey far and wide, seeking the prize that calls it to its heart or stomach. Tales of bravery and feats of strength. You need to go after what you want before it gets away, like that lost card with the boat floating out into the unknown. Tales of bravery and feats of strength often result, creating a life full of adventure. The hunter is skillful, quick, decisive, and results-oriented. Like the great hunting goddess Artemis, who carries her quiver upon her back, the hunter typically has a weapon of choice. When this card appears, it is critical that you ask 3 questions. What am I hunting? Why am I hunting it? Is the weapon I am hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? What are you holding on to so tight that it's holding you back? What are you holding on to that you need to let go of? It's really important that you figured that out. And I think that this is going to cut off, and I apologize because I think that TikTok only does 50-minute videos, and we're really close to that. So, now, let me move on to archetype cards. I'm sorry, the animal cards. I don't know that I'm going to have time to read these before it cuts off, and I apologize if I do not, but the starfish, then you just have to go to YouTube and scroll to the end, and then you can finish watching it. If you've made it this far, I do want to tell you that I am having a contest, and I am offering 2 per platform. That's YouTube and TikTok. I want to put starfish in the comments if you've made it this far, and I will be pulling from the people that have commented the keywords, and you have to be a follower or a subscriber on YouTube in order to enter to win. So please hit the like, subscribe, share. Starfish, beautiful, alluring, superficial or shallow. You might have been shallow and just been out there thrill seeking. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them. That could be you. You're so concerned about what other people think of you that it is not even funny. It's time to let the ego die. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outer appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? When in balance, uplifting, artistic, and expressive. When out of balance, gossips feels empty. To bring into balance, positive friends and your divine feminine, I might add. And then we've got tiger. This is fire energy. This is water energy. Fire is Sagittarius, Leo, Sagittarius, and I can't remember the other one. I'm sorry, guys. This is divine feminine. Ooh, divine feminine energy. Lunar force, ease with darkness, feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night. At one with silence, fears nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. When in balance, passionate, strong, sensual. When out of balance, overstimulated. To bring into balance, candle gazing. Have a good night, guys, because we are almost at the 50-minute mark. And I hope this is helpful. And if you are divine feminine watching for a divine masculine, forward it to him if you are in communication. All right. And if not, don't reach out for no reason. Do your own healing, do your own inner work. And yeah, have a good night. Bye, guys.